Hello, welcome. Vernette of Vernyoga here. And today we're going to go through, again, a very gentle practice of breathing, a little bit of movement, and Yoga Nidra. So please come to find a comfortable seat. It does not have to be cross-legged as I am right now, although that's always seen as the traditional seated yoga or meditation position. I know that it's not comfortable for a lot of people with issues in their knees, their hips, or their back. For me, it just happens to be a comfortable position. But if you want to be kneeling, you can be kneeling. If you want the legs, I'm actually sat on a yoga brick just to lift the seat up a little, and that just feels a bit more comfortable for my knees. So that might be also an option for you. Be it cushions, it doesn't have to be a yoga brick. If you wanted just to have the legs out wide or with the legs bent, or you could be propped up against the wall so that your spine has support. If you find it particularly difficult to stay upright, if it just doesn't feel good in your back, but do try to elevate your seat and you will hopefully find that that helps out as well. So please do take the time right now to get comfortable. We'll be here for a little bit of time just working on the breath and some visualization. So once you've found your comfortable place to be, close the eyes. And just tune in to your breathing. Just long, slow, steady breaths in and out through the nose, or if you prefer, in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's also good. But just becoming aware of the breath and slowing the breath down, it helps to calm the nervous system. We start to shift from that sympathetic nervous state, our fight-flight state, into the parasympathetic nervous system, our calm state, our rest and digest state. And for most, it can take around 90 seconds to switch into that state after we start to just come aware of the breath. So just long, slow, steady breaths. See if you can make the exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. Just doing a little bit of a scan of the body whilst you're breathing. Just noticing the muscles in your face. Relax the jaw. Maybe turn the corners of the mouth up a little bit into a slight smile, just simply because engaging those muscles a little by changing the expression on the face sends calming, happy signals to the brain, and it responds to that, believing you are happy, and that changes all of the neurotransmitters, or you can think of them as your happy hormones, a very simplistic way of viewing it. So a little smile to get happy. Just noticing any sensations around the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, if you're tensing, clenching. And just working your way down the body, just checking in how each part feels, whether it feels a little better today than yesterday. or whether there's something going on that you just need to be aware of and careful of. We're not going to be doing any massive movements in this practice, just a little bit of mobility work. And just movements that bring a very gentle stimulation to this whole lower body area, which again can help stimulate, tone the vagus nerve. And vagus means the wanderer in Latin, so it's like a nerve that kind of wanders around from the brain all the way down. Again, it can be viewed as our rest and digest nerve. We have some simple techniques that can really help out to get us into that state, that calm, rest and digest state. And some of those are all around the lower body area, but one simple thing that we can do is to be resting the forehead onto something. So it may not be appropriate necessarily this particular position I'm going to show you, but it's the easiest I can show you within the area that I'm in. So for me, just because my body allows for it, I could come forwards and rest my forehead onto the brick. Now, if that's not possible in your body, then it could be that you're leaning over the back of a chair and propping up enough that you're not causing any discomfort in your neck, but just somewhere where you can rest the forehead onto the back of the chair or onto your hands. So you don't have to be with that position right now, but I'm just offering that out, that it's a good thing to do. And again, when we're just in a frazzled state, sometimes just simple techniques, just one or two things is all that we're looking for. So that's my kind of homework movement, if you like, or homework position, that when you just need a little bit of calm, see if you can find a position where you can rest your forehead onto something. So as another example, not one I've tried out before, but is it possible to perhaps be leaning against the wall, so you might have a yoga brick? Again, you'll find your way, some place where you don't want any strain, any tension in the neck, especially if there's neck issues. I'm not going to say that's particularly the best and most comfortable position I could come up with right now, but you get the idea. If you need to be more upright, you could try that. You could try cushions, firm cushions, or it might be that you're leaning against the wall. Again, you'll need to find a position with that that's really workable for you, and any injuries, any spine things, any neck things that you have going on. So we're going to come into our diaphragmatic breathing, our belly breathing. So we're going to bring one hand onto the belly, and one hand onto the chest. Shoulders are relaxed down. And as you breathe in, just notice that gentle expansion, that inflating of the belly against your hand. And as you exhale, it gently drawing back towards the spine. So don't over-exaggerate that, but just notice it, just feel into it. Encourage it a little if there's not too much movement there. We're often taught to think of the belly like a balloon, but we're not really breathing into the belly. It's just the muscles there are facilitating the breath and the diaphragm that's drawing the air in and out of the lungs. But because we're working with this vagus nerve, our rest and digest nerve that goes all the way down, and because a lot of serotonin, again our happy neurotransmitter, a lot of it is produced within the gut. You think of all of these hormones and neurotransmitters as being in the head. A lot of them produced in the gut. So if we can give a little bit of focus to this area, even just with our breath, so allowing the belly to inflate a little forwards into that hand as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, a little gentle squeeze of the belly towards the spine. And again, we can often think, like I did I believe in last week's session, that you have a little flame in your low belly. That as you breathe in, taking the air down to that flame and allowing it to get bigger, brighter. And then as you exhale, sending it up and out. Breathing in and taking down to that flame all the qualities that you wish to burn away, sensations, thoughts, feelings, situations. Take them down to your little belly bonfire, stoke it. And as you exhale, send that flame upwards and burn those things that you no longer wish to have, the things that doesn't serve you, that you need to let go of. So inhaling down to that flame, allowing it to get warmer, wider, expanding. And then exhale, a little squeeze in and send the flame and all that it's burning up and out. And it can take us a little while to get into that rhythm or into that visualization. But always remembering everything is just a practice. So even if you can't work with the visualization, work with the movement of the breath into the belly. That pulsation. And if you wish to work with this for a little bit longer, then feel free to pause the video. If you're just finding your rhythm, and it feels too soon to stop, just pause. We're going to move on to square breathing or box breathing. And so just like a box, just like a square, 4 equal sides. So breathing in for a count of 4. And then hold for 4. And exhale for 4. Hold the breath out for 4. So in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. And you can carry on without my counting if you wish, and you could perhaps make the breath, instead of the count of 4, you might want to make it shorter or longer. And then just come back to easy breathing. Now again, depending on if you have any neck or shoulder issues, will depend on how far you want to take the arms up with this. So we could either inhale to take the arms all the way up, bringing the fingertips to touch above, and then exhale to lower down. This just brings a little bit of space into the side of the body, or we could just take up to shoulder height, inhaling and exhaling down. Inhaling up, whether you take the arms all the way up or not, doesn't matter. Exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And we'll do that one more time, your variation. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then if you are seated on something, carefully take that away from underneath you. And if you've had the legs crossed, give the legs a lengthen out, give them a shake out. Maybe give the knees a little bit of a rub. Maybe have just a little rocking from side to side. And then we're going to come to lay down. So remembering our position for laying down, if you're not comfortable laying down flat with the legs out long, if your back needs a little bit more support, put some cushions underneath your knees so it just gives a little bit of a tilt to the pelvis and takes out any exaggeration of arch from your low back. Or take your hands down as you come down. You can have the legs out long and the feet wider, the legs wider than your hips. If that doesn't feel good, my preference we're going to do a little bit of what I nickname the core breathing, just because there's a little bit more action of the abdominal muscles. I prefer for this to have the legs bent. So the more you practice, the more you'll find again your position, your way. So you're going to rest the hands onto the belly, and this is a little bit like our diaphragmatic breathing, our belly breathing, but there's just a little bit more focus to the muscles engaging. So as you breathe in, allowing the belly to naturally rise as though it's a balloon inflating, so you're not forcing the belly up, you're just allowing it to naturally rise. And as you exhale, give a little bit of a squeeze and engagement of the abdominal muscles and the pelvic floor muscles, your bathroom muscles. And inhale, relax, release, inflate. And exhale, give a little squeeze of the abdominals and the pelvic floor muscles. So you could think of it as though you're cinching in your waist a little bit. And keep going with that. Like all things, it takes a bit of practice to just figure out what we're doing with that, and not so easy to teach over a video with it. So there's always room for improvisation. It's an experience, an exploration. What's possible? So as we're keeping this therapeutic, we don't want to kind of really make this an aggressive squeeze and embrace. I know in some of my core videos, it would be a little stronger than I'm instructing right now. But no need for that today. No need for that on this session. Just with every exhale, just give a little bit of a gentle squeeze inwards and upwards of the abdominals and the pelvic floor muscles. So the buttocks are staying down. It's all an inside job. Just a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a stimulation. If it feels uncomfortable, so if you've recently eaten, say in the last hour or two, if you feel like it's giving uncomfortable sensations, just stop. There is no need to carry on with anything that feels uncomfortable. Little by little, we just build the practice up of all that we're doing. If you're alright to do a couple more, please go ahead, do a couple more. If you don't feel comfortable with that, just long, slow, steady breaths is good. Or if you're okay with it, as you exhale, imagine you're squeezing your abdominals towards the spine and up along the spine, along with the bathroom muscles, a little squeeze. And then relax back to normal, easy breathing. And we're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest. So inhale as you draw it in, and some options as you exhale, squeeze it in, is you could hold over the top of the knee or behind the knee, so that kind of the knee is just holding your hands there and your hands holding the leg there. If that's not comfortable, or you feel it's drawing your shoulders forwards that you can't relax them down, then use a strap, thread through, so it could be a dressing gown, belt, anything that you have, to be able to keep your shoulders relaxed as you hug the knee in. It might be the strap over the top or under. Again, whatever works for you. And then lengthen the left leg out long. If there's any pinching in your right hip, move the right knee a little out towards the right side. And some like to be still with this, and others kind of like to rock the right leg a little back and forth. What do you feel like doing today? Stillness or movement? Long, slow, steady breaths. So this gives a little gentle stretch into the hamstrings, the backs of the thighs, and into the buttock, around the hip. And gives a nice gentle release of tension from the low back, as well as a gentle stimulation to the abdominal area. And as we're hugging this right knee in, or if we're moving around, give some movement to the ankle as well, to the foot. So no big over-enthusiastic circles. We're not looking to try and make big clicks and pops and cracks here. Sometimes they just happen anyway. But just keep the movement smooth, keep it small. A few circles one way, then the other. Maybe some movement into the toes as well. then change this over to the other side. So inhale as you carefully draw the left knee in, take hold of it or hook your strap over it, and then exhale as you lengthen the right leg out long. And just being aware too that that extended leg is not splaying out to the side too much, that you're drawing it in a little towards the midline of the body, so your right foot, your right toes are in line with your front right hip bone. Thereabouts. Nothing's exact. It doesn't need to be exact, but sometimes just we have the leg a little too far out and it can put a bit of pressure into the low back, so that sense of hugging in towards the midline is good. And again, whichever options to hold that left knee is good for you, over the top, underneath, hands above or under, with or without the strap. We want to be keeping those shoulders down and not to be letting them hunching forwards because we're straining to hold the leg. So shoulders down, face relaxed. Is there still that slight upturn of the corners of the mouth going on? A relaxed face. All these things so easy to forget. And one of my teachers always says, and I love this quote, that your yoga always needs to be a little bit cleverer than your habits, our defaults. So sometimes we default back to clenching the teeth and the jaw. So soften the face. And again, the options here with this left leg to be still. Remember, the knee can be a little out to the side if there's any pinching within the hip. Or you can move around a little, rocking it from side to side. Maybe little circles. These are just options. Giving some movement into the foot as well. So those ankle circles, wiggles of the toes. And there might naturally be some clicks and pops that happen. There are within my joints here, but don't over-exaggerate the movements. Especially if you know that you have really flexible ankles, or a little hypermobile or a lot hypermobile, then small circles is more than enough. And then releasing the left leg, bring the left foot down so the knee is bent, and then bend the right knee so the right foot's down, knee bent. And we can take the strap away if you've been using one. I'm going to do windscreen wiper legs here. So it's a very gentle twisting, rocking movement for the lower body. So open the knees and the feet wider than your hips. And then you can either rest the hands to the belly, or you can bring your arms out to a T-shape or cactus arms. So it'd be like that. Again, they're just options. It's wherever your arms want to be. You breathe in. And as you exhale, you carefully let the knees drop to the right. So a controlled drop. Don't let them just flop down. You inhale back to the center. And as you exhale, taking the knees over towards the left. So no forcing for them to go all the way down. They might naturally. Inhale, center. Notice how it feels to move. Exhale, lowering the knees to the right. Inhale, center. It might be that you need to actually pause where the legs go to and exhale over to the left, because it might not feel comfortable to let them go as far as they can naturally do so. Inhale back to the center and pause there. Exhale. So we always need to keep listening in to the signs and signals that the body gives. For some in windscreen wipers, the legs going all the way down feels good. And for others, it might be that you just need to pause the legs, support them maybe with a hand under the thighs. Again, with practice, we learn where we want to be and how we want to move. So we're now going to roll onto our side. It doesn't matter which side, as we will be doing both. So I'm going to roll onto my right, just so that I'm facing you. And then from here, make sure that your neck is in line with the rest of the spine. So either prop the head onto your arm, or if you've got cushions or pillows, then you could perhaps have the underneath arm out in front and rest your head down onto a yoga brick or cushions. So as long as your neck is comfortable. Have the knees out in front of you so that your knees are at right angles to your hips. And I'm going to change my head position just so that I can make sure I'm in the shot on the video and not crept forwards. And by all means, if this is comfortable for your neck, you could be with this as well, propping your head up onto your hand. We're going to do hip circles. So we're going to imagine that we're drawing a circle with our knee. They don't have to be perfect circles or any of that. But you're going to inhale as you draw the knee in towards the chest and open the leg up. And then exhale as you take the leg a little back and then down. So you inhale the knee in towards you, open. Exhale back and down. Inhaling in, open. Exhale back and down. One more. Inhaling in, open. Exhaling back and down. Now this next one, I'm going to cue you to bring your knee towards your shoulder. It does certainly not have to get that far. It's just, that's the direction that we're kind of aiming for. So you're going to inhale as you bring the knee towards the shoulder, and as you exhale, carefully stretch the leg up. Inhale, bend, and then lower the leg back down. Exhale. So we keep going with that. Inhale the knee towards the shoulder. Exhale, stretch up. Inhale, bend. Lower the leg down. Exhale. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale, stretch up. Inhale, bend. Lowering down. Exhale. One more. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale, stretch up. Inhale, bend. And lower down. Exhale. So we're going to do the other side. It might be appropriate for you to roll over onto your back and then just over onto the other side, or carefully come up and change sides. You spin around, so you're still facing towards me. It depends on your orientation, where you are and how you're doing these movements. So again, please take the time to find the position that's good for your neck. It might be down on your arm, pillows, cushions. It might be head propped onto the hand. Have the knees out in front in line with your hips. Our hip circles to begin. So inhale as you draw the knee in towards your chest, open up. And exhale a little back with the leg and down. Inhaling in, open. Exhale back and down. Inhaling in, open. Just work within your range of movement. Exhaling back and down. So you might need to make the circle smaller than I'm doing. Inhaling in, open. Exhale back and down. Now remember, the knee towards the shoulder. They do not have to make contact. Inhale, knee towards the shoulder. And then exhale, stretch up. And you might feel very different on this side. Inhale, bend. And lower down. Exhale. Inhale, knee towards the shoulder. Exhale, stretch up. Inhale, bend. Lower down. Exhale. Inhale, knee towards the shoulder. Exhale, stretch up. Don't overdo anything. Inhale, bend. Exhale, down. We'll do just one more. Inhale, knee towards the shoulder. Exhale, stretch up. Inhale, bend. And exhale, down. And we're going to come to lay down on the back. So again, Remember your options for your laying position. It can be with the legs out long, the feet and legs wider than your hips. You might want to have those cushions underneath the knees so that it gives a bit of a tilt to the pelvis so that your back doesn't feel like it's overarching. It might be that you want to be in constructive rest pose where you have the legs bent, the feet wider than the hips, and the knees knocking in towards one another like a little pyramid shape. Right, so it would be like that. So take the time to find a good, comfortable position as we're going to move into Yoga Nidra. Make sure that you feel warm enough. So if you have a blanket to put over you, and Yoga Nidra is where we go around the body, relaxing everywhere, bringing attention to it and then releasing. It's deep relaxation. So close the eyes. Let the whole body relax. Feel the body sinking into your mat or into your mattress or your duvet or the floor, depending on what you're laying on. Just feel the body sinking and getting heavier. Allow the shoulders to spread. And only if it's okay to move the head gently from side to side, do so. And if not, just let it be. Be still. Imagine a cool blue light surrounding your body, from the crown of the head to the tips of your toes. And feel this light widening outwards, creating an aura of light around you. Feel it pulsating with life and energy. So really imagine this light is a healing light all around you. And let this healing light be with you whilst you relax. Take the attention to the breath and allow the belly to slowly rise and fall with each breath, just like we did at the start. Just witnessing the breath coming in and going out. Notice the rhythm. And as you're breathing, you're just aware of the body and how heavy it feels, like you're melting down into your duvet, your mattress, your mat, your floor. You feel quite safe, quite secure. And that healing aura of color, that light around you, drenching, soaking your body, your cells with fresh life force, with energy, with balance. As you relax more and more, you're surrendering to that healing light. Take your awareness down to your toes. Allowing the toes to spread, to separate. You might even feel like you want to move the toes to flex and release. But if there doesn't feel the need for movement, be still. But allowing the feet to become heavy, to relax. Allow the legs to release, the shins, the calves, the knees, the front of the thighs, the back of the thighs. Allow the legs to release, let go, get heavy. Bring your awareness to your hands, to the backs of the hands and what they're making contact with. To the fingertips, and to the palms of the hands, and whether they're making contact with anything, or just feeling the air on your hands. But letting the hands be relaxed. No gripping, tensing. And allow that relaxation from the hands, the softness of the hands, to go to the lower arm, the elbows, upper arm. And the whole of the arms releasing down, letting go, getting heavy. Bring your awareness to the back. And feel as though the vertebrae are releasing from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Visualize each vertebra, each disc, as though they're releasing and getting heavier. Feel the whole of the back and all of your back muscles as though spreading outwards. Feel the back widen and at the same time lengthen. Letting the whole back of the body relax and be heavy. Take your awareness to the belly. and aware of the softness in the belly, the slow, steady movement of the breath, the calm, quiet coming and going of the breath. Feel as though the whole body is breathing. That the breath is breathing the whole body. That pulsation. Allow the abdomen to let go. Feel the softness in the belly. Allow the chest center to open on each inhalation. Feel the breath into the rib cage, the chest, and as though creating space within. Feeling the freedom of the breath come and go. And as though you're breathing into the heart space, the healing center. As you breathe and imagine you're breathing to this space, filling it with calm, with peace, with healing. And feel all of these things spreading across the chest, to the throat, to around the neck. Peace, calm, healing to the back of the neck, to the back of the head, to the crown of the head, to the scalp, in the space between the eyebrows. You've travelled all the way around from the neck, back of the head, over the top of the head, to the space between the eyebrows. Let the forehead soften. And travel your awareness to the temples and into the cheeks. Let the face soften. The lower jaw drops slightly. Letting all the muscles in your body and your face relax, soften. Allow all the muscles in your body and your face to relax. and soften. And then in your mind, just visualize yourself laying on the beach, soft golden sand beneath you. You're warm, you're comfortable, you're safe and secure. You can gently hear the waves. You can feel a warm breeze over your skin. And the sky above, the night sky, dark blue velvet. Pierced by shining bright stars. And just keep seeing those stars. And feel that every star is emitting a healing light towards you. And then as you relax more and more, it's almost like the eyelids of the mind are closing. And one by one, those stars, like little flames, seem to blow out as you become more relaxed, more sleepy. Until eventually the whole sky, dark blue velvet curtain above you, and you can stay here relaxing until the chimes at the end, or stay for longer. Relax, relax, relax. You can stay relaxing, or if you've come up to sitting, then I thank you very much for joining me in this session. Thank you.